Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're here with us live, welcome, welcome. If you're watching the recording, the replay on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. There are still many, many shows coming up and then all sorts of different videos that I do as well. So please do watch them as well. So today, my dear friend laurahosford is back with us, and we're going to be talking about the return of the Magdalene Bloodlines. So breathe and receive your vessel of soul love. And so obviously Laura's going to talk about this because she is an expert. This is her thing, absolutely 100%. So she's going to go into more detail. But some of what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the Magdalene Bloodline Awakening and Planetary Ascension update. We're going to talk about the Magdalene Priestess role, which is evolving as a bridge to the new earth. Learning to breathe and receive, a somatic, yin-inspired breathwork modality that is gentle, rooted in divine feminine energy of softness and presence to transform all non-loving energies, embody your soul light. We're going to talk about the multidimensional impact of breath and receiving to fully bloom into soul love embodiment, deep presence, and divine remembrance. The three unusual things about this transformational, effortless method. We'll talk about that. And of course, Laura's going to be facilitating a live group activation. Breathe, receive, and bloom into your Magdalene light. So I'm so excited because, again, I love these conversations with Laura. So much wisdom comes through, and I think we can all definitely relate and resonate with what is going on the planet right now. So for those of you who may not know Laura, she's also called Laura Maven Star. She is a Rose Oracle, an elder soul and guardian of love and wisdom for the Magdalene Sophia Christ consciousness. She serves as a Red Womb High Priestess, Magdalene Frequency Flame Activator, and Temple Guide, shamanically ordained minister. She's a Master Akashic Records teacher, a light language channel, a psychic medium energy healer, retreat leader, and best-selling author. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Laura back to the show. And I don't know about you all, but I know for myself in this moment, the energies are like off the charts because I am like sweating buckets. I mean, I'm sweating and I'm in the basement, as you all know, and it's never hot down here. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like literally sweating. So the energies are definitely flowing already in this conversation, in this call. So please be willing to receive, have some water handy as well. And just be open to learning and opening your mind to something new, something different, and open up your heart as well to receive, right? And I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, I'm like we had that menopause class like that a couple of weeks ago. I'm past menopause, right? So it's not, but for me, when I do these shows and when I do my own healing, I tend to get really hot, but I'm sweating. So it's like, what is going on? So Laura, maybe you can tell us.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Alara, for inviting me back to your show and to be with your beautiful community again today, in this beautiful place and space. And yeah, I love your fan there. That's really neat. Yeah, the energies were already quite activated before I got onto the call, in preparation for the call. I have my own I actually have some special tuning forks that I use that connect me to the angelic energies and to the energies of heaven that are part of my spiritual practices and getting grounded and beginning to flow the energies today. And yeah, I think it's all part of also, with the solstice, right? Just, a few days ago, right? We're just past it by 2 days. We're now coming into the solar feminine gateway as well as the solar masculine gateway and beginning to, we're at the very beginning stages, as I understand it, of coming into really being able to embody the Christ light Sophia frequencies. We're at the very beginning of this. Um, and so it's going to become more and more, I don't know, the word is coming up, visceral or real. We're going to begin to really, I heard that, or I've been hearing that the next, like through the summer, and maybe that's why there's a heat wave in Europe, I don't know, is, these really high frequencies. Of course, every day we hear about the Schumann frequency, we hear about the solar plasma energies coming in, the diamond light energies
Mm.
coming in. There's just so much coming in now that are going to be between now and August, I hear, is really going to shift us into this, the Christed timeline of beginning to embody these energies. So I'm going to be talking today about this healing modality I'm working with, a breathwork healing modality that my own higher self and source guided me to begin to bring into my own work today, and how key it is, and how powerful it is, and how we're really being asked, I feel like, Alara, to really begin to step more into the embodiment of our divine mastership, of our avatar, right, of our sovereignty, of noticing all the places and spaces that we're giving our power away, right? And just step by step, decision by decision, through our own choice, to begin to call that energy back into our body, our sovereignty, our light, our own blueprint. I know you're teaching a lot about the diamond light blueprint now, which is awesome, and so much more, right? That I mean, there's so much happening. It's hard to even put words to it, and it's kind of interesting because in working with some of my clients recently, we can't find the words anymore, Alara. I don't know if you're experiencing this, but it's like we'll get into a session and I'm feeling my body is just confirming that with chills and goosebumps, and that we can't always find the words in the logical left brain for what is happening. And this is where stepping into faith, into the unknown gap, or into the mystery of the feminine, to be carried forward, right,
Yeah.
into this beautiful flow of what I call grace, the mother's grace. So one of the things I did want to share today, I'm super excited to share this, is that um we because of all the noise that's going on around us in the outer world, and the chaos, and the we're seeing now the truth pouring out of the planet. And it can be harsh, right? For those of us, especially, we have gentle souls. We're very sensitive to energy, and it can be very harsh to be in this world sometimes, right? And so we don't want to get lost in the chaos and the noise. We want to continue to come back home to the body, coming back home to our own true, I call soul light frequency, our pure signal, if you will, between us and our monad, our higher self, oversoul, and all of it. And so being here in Sedona, and I've been gifted to be here 4 years. And I didn't know exactly why I was called to Sedona 4 years ago. I just knew that Divine Mother came in and she said, okay, you're going to go to Sedona. I'm very fortunate my daughter came with me. But, it's like an unfolding of the mystery, right? And so what I began to understand was that there is a connection here, that Sedona, which is kind of surprising that not everyone that I meet here in Sedona knows this, but this is one of the 7 Venus temples in the world. Now, there's only 7 Venus temples in the world. They're all vortexes for a concentration of the divine feminine energy, where Venus, every 8 years when she goes around, she is, basically beaming her pure divine feminine light into this part of the earth, into these 7 Venus vortexes, right? And so here in Sedona, I live directly inside of that Venus energy now, this node. And some people refer to her as the red gem body. And um, and the sacral chakra, if you will, However, for the new Earth, Sedona is supposed to take its position on the new Earth as the solar plexus chakra of the world. Eventually, when the new Earth rises, the new Earth star. So it's interesting because Sedona is also on the 33.3 parallel ley line and is interfacing with the 48 dimensional gate in a universal star gate 4 that connects directly to Giza, Egypt. So one of the things that I started to understand here is that there is a direct parallel line on the grid system between here and uh, and Egypt and Giza, Egypt. And if you even come to Sedona, there's a lady here that I took a tour with 3 years ago who wrote a book and took all these photographs of Egyptian energies, Ra, Osiris, Sekhmet, Thoth. And you can see them actually in the Thunder Mountain right behind me, which is also a dragon ley line. So I thought it was always fascinating that what we refer to as Egypt today is not just in Egypt. Egypt was a civilization that was around the world, the entire world. And I think as we go forward, uncovering the true history of Egypt is going to start. And so ever since I've been here, even though I haven't visited Egypt, what we refer to it in this lifetime, I did a lot of healing from my own Egyptian timeline here. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is a very, very visceral, real connection on the parallel ley lines between here and Egypt. And that's now awakening here in and around the world, as well as all of these 7 vortex sites that hold the Venus temples. And there is also what I learned is that with my first time visiting the one of the other Venus temples, which is in Rennes-le-Château, the south of France, in June of 2017, that was part of my path that opened up. That there's also a direct connection between that Venus temple in the south of France directly here to Sedona and the Venus temple. And I was told that during the pole shift that's happening, the pole shift when it happens, that I don't know exactly what this means, but I was told that they're going to shift, that the energy of, and sounds really wild, but the energy at Rennes-le-Château, that vortex is going to exchange in places with the energy here in Sedona. I don't know what that means exactly, but hopefully as it unfolds, I'll be able to share more about what that means. I just know that while I've been here, I've been holding the space for the Venus temple to awaken here in the etheric. So it's been kind of in the etheric and holding space, anchoring that down here in Sedona. But now it's beginning to shift, and now it's becoming more like in the physical. It's starting to manifest here in Sedona on the 33 ley line in the physical. How long that's going to take, I don't know, if anyone knows. But this is really, really key. It's really, really important. It's also a call that I wanted to mention today to the Magdalene Bloodlines, to all who feel that they're part of the Christ of Magdalene Bloodlines in the initiate. So we've talked about last time that the prophecy was the return of the Magdalene Bloodlines in 2026, the return of the High Priestess in the Rose lineage, and even the Divine Masculine in our last call. So now this is really a call, the way I see it and I'm receiving it, for all of us who we're entering a profound awakening cycle this year in 2026. So, this is really important to do the work like you're sharing, activating the Diamond Light Co-body, which is a directly part of the Magdalene consciousness, reclaiming our priestess memories, working with the dragon codes, and also activating what I call the dream weaver abilities. and just really bringing all of this in, working as a grid worker, on the ley lines. Um, and really it's calling us to become very, very, I feel, focused now on the body, on the physical temple, on the physical vessel, to even deepen in our anchoring and grounding and stabilizing. I think the key word is stabilizing the diamond light body and stabilizing these frequencies that are coming in, which is, it's no small task. However, it's all weaved into our divine remembrance, is how I feel, which is not something that the left brain's going to guide us, right? It's all going to be guided by our higher self and our oversoul and our monad. So, so this is the time, as we stay grounded in our diamond light body, to speak our truth even more, to reclaim our spiritual gifts during this time, to participate in the weaving in the new dream field of the codes that are coming in, to do ley line grid repair. That's really important, because we are the living bridges for the Magdalene Sophia frequency that we talked about, which is a living frequency of light. So really it's about the return of Sophia, of the Magdalene, of Venus, and the dragon codes of the earth. And, wherever you live, just know that wherever you live is not an accident. Wherever you live, there is, you've been placed there strategically. And I've seen this in my visions across the globe, that all of us are ready to bloom, and exactly where we are. And so we're going to do later the breathe and receive and bloom and radiate that Christ Sophia light that's beginning to stabilize, within our human bodies. So, this is the time of the 13 Magdalene coded priestesses, the sacred rites, and really the reawakening of the feminine Christ wisdom, which, you know, we've been talking about even here on your show, right? And here, it's about the Venus temple reactivation here of the ruby fire, the diamond light body upgrades. And if you've been to Sedona, the key area that is really this whole like Sophia Christ of activation is coming in is near Cathedral Rock. So if you've been to Cathedral Rock, or if you've been to Bell Rock, or over in that area right in there, that sort of whole valley, and then you have the Church of the Holy Cross. Okay, that whole area right there is where this whole kind of anchoring of the energy is coming in, which is also interesting because I also found out that that also includes the energy of Lemuria. And so even though Lemuria includes Hawaii and, California, the most western part of it includes right here in Sedona. So that was pretty amazing. But it also tells you how powerful it is here for the divine feminine, not just the masculine here. It is most definitely for the birth of the Christ Sophia feminine, and that's happening now. So this is super exciting news for all of us who's been so dedicated and devoted to this pathway, in our own ways for so long. So it's really the return of the Sophia Christ Logos. And it's time to reclaim our diamond light body, the wisdom, and to really stand up and serve as bridges, right, for planetary healing, the timeline corrections, and most of all, bringing in the sacred earth remembrance. So, some of the ways that you can do this, as a priestess, calling in your own gifts, your own inner calling, is just to be aware of this that's going on the planet. You can include it in your prayer work, your breath work, your daily spiritual practices. Um, to really call on, within yourself through your own sovereignty and your own divine authority to activate the dormant Magdalene codes within the body and the bloodline and the soul memory to begin to reawaken that priestess knowledge that you're carrying. And, we sort of went into that last time a little bit, how to do that, right? The alabaster egg and priestess rites. So, back in, I think it was 1216, there were 13 Magdalene priestesses who came back in, reincarnated during that time in that year. And they actually did a very special alabaster egg ritual, actually in the south of France near the Rennes-le-Château area to replant um, those uh, those codes. So they brought the alabaster egg and coated with the priestess rites of Heliopolis, the Isis sanctuaries of Egypt, and it was an artifact that held the ceremonial harmonic data and is safeguarded by the Koshi, a guardian order descending from the Moorish and the Atlantean bloodlines. So it now resides as a catacomb beneath the Temple of Venus in France, which would be Rennes-le-Château area, and it's directly connected through the grid corridor transmission there in the Venus Temple. So all the way, again, from the grid line goes from Rennes-le-Château here to Sedona and then on to Kauai, Hawaii. And that's where another Venus temple is. So, it's just be aware of this, I would say, and just kind of be aware you also might be called in as a dream weaver in your dreams to begin to weave in, these codes, these new light codes, and remembering these rituals, and, to be sure to be aware of that and to follow that. So the Venus Temple reactivations, we talked about the ruby fire of clarification. So this is a purifying feminine flame that is connected to the Sedona Venus Temple here. And you can also tap into that. And I'm going to talk about a special rose light ruby ray activation later in the offerings that you can do that. Diamond light body upgrades to strengthen and stabilize the spiritual body through the diamond, platinum, silver, and solar frequencies to really help us, right, to embody the higher light. And then the return of the ancient earth wisdom, which really the ancient earth wisdom to me, and I've always been shown, is the Magdalene energies, but more specifically, her energies that are part of the and connected to the Black Madonna energies, because the Black Madonna energies are the pure divine feminine energies, the ancient pure divine feminine energies before the fall. And then just really, bringing in the dragon codes and the remembrance of Mu or Lemuria, connected to power, protection, creation, and sacred embodiment. And then the activation of this inner vision of a dream-like sort of awareness that may be coming into your dreams. You might get symbols or other codes that are coming in now. And then it's also a call to help restore the organic timeline. So as this all comes in, it's restoring the organic grid lines, right? The organic timelines around the world that are all connected through the Mother Mary ley lines, like, for example, in Europe, but connected all the way around to the 7 Venus temples around the world. And so we can clear distorted overlays. We're the ones that are anchoring harmonic, coherence, right, through our body. I mean, as priestesses, we are the bridge, right, between as above, so below, between heaven and earth. And then, of course, all of this is the reemergence of the divine wisdom of the feminine Christ consciousness, the sacred truth, and the original blueprint of love within humanity. Um, so it's a remembrance that the Magdalene bloodlines are key to the ascension process. And that was something even just until a few years ago, I started to realize the importance of this work and how critical it was when Mother Mary Magdalene came to me in 2016 and said, "You've got to switch gears." Because I was teaching Akashic Records, nothing wrong with that. It's all part of the connection, right, to the higher chakras and the heart. And they started to say, now you got to go into the lower chakras and you've got to go into the feminine body. And we've got to really allow your soul, your spirit to descend through the body, right? To fully become the divine human, right? To hold this new, um, to hold the diamond light template in the body, which has not been done before, as I understand it. So, those of us who are the Magdalene coded souls, we are here to serve as the living bridges between heaven and earth, past and future, spirit and body, to restore the sacred feminine codes of new earth. And I mean, not to sound arrogant. This is not to sound arrogant. It's just a fact. It's just the truth that, we're playing a very key role now, as part of the Magdalene consciousness. And, without us holding up our hands and saying, you know, we're fully devoted to this path of doing all the inner shadow work we've been doing and the clearing, for years and even decades or even previous lifetimes. It has not been in vain. And that our time is now here for real. Like it's really here. And now it's time to show up and to shine your light and to not be put off or, dissuade or distracted, you know, from your soul mission, you know, because the ascension into the new earth depends on us anchoring this frequency, whether you're a woman or a man, right?
Absolutely. And, I just want to point out too that for some of us, we've been doing a lot of the inner work, the shadow work, working on the different chakras, lower,
Mhm.
upper, etc. And you're right, for lifetimes even, right? So many of us
Yeah.
have been doing this work for lifetimes. And
Hmm.
and I find that right now, especially, I mean, for myself, I know since last year I've been like so much more because I have more bandwidth now. I've been like doing so much more work. Um, that it's true. You can't really ascend unless you work with the lower chakras. And in the olden days, lower chakras were given a bad name, right? It was all about just go up there and just be happy. But we can no longer do that, right? So we do need to work on all the chakras. But if the lower chakras are not stable or not have not don't have a strong foundation, you can't really rise, right?
Right.
And there's no judgment there. It is just a different way of looking at things, right? Because we are going to
Mhm.
ascend through and with this body, right?
Yes. Yes,
So it's
absolutely.
about time for us to make peace with with the body, right? At the same time, and knowing that
Absolutely.
it's a tool, it's a support, it's part of our path, part of our,
Mhm.
support system, and we cannot do it alone without the body, right? And um, so the work that I think as well that's coming through for everyone right now is about being more present, being more in the body, right? And recognizing the divine feminine that is working through you all the time, right? Like it's not like the divine feminine just rose now. Like the divine feminine has always, we cannot exist without the divine feminine energies. Like we would not. We would be nothing, we would just be matter, right, without the divine feminine, right? So she is what animates us, what gives us life, she breathes life into us, so to speak. And so, the way that we're working with the divine feminine now is different than we were before. Now she is um like a partner in our journey, right? And in our awakening and the awakening of the planet and the awakening of humanity and the collective. That's not to say that we were not awakening before, but it's like a greater awakening happening now, right?
Absolutely beautifully said, and absolutely takes us into, the importance of us beginning to reclaim our feminine body of light, to begin being, able to really stand up now, and to fully ground, to be present, to be fully embodied again, not just with the masculine, because that's only one half of the equation. The, the whole self, the whole blueprint includes the feminine and the masculine, whether you're in a woman's body or, a female body or a male body, it's for both.
Yeah.
And, now is our time. Absolutely. Um, and I believe like it's, we're ready and we're getting so much support, so much help, even for our body, but the body is the key. The body is the key. And that was one of the things that the Marys really helped me to remember and understand, of how key the body is, because this body is a living, breathing temple. It is a elemental being that comes from the earth, and it actually has its own consciousness. So it's almost like another partnership, with all of our relationships, right? That we work, that we honor, we respect. That honoring and respecting your body, your physical, is the temple for your spirit, and your consciousness to come in and to really have that sacred union, right, between your body temple and your light bodies and your essence. So it's really, really all coming together now in such a beautiful way. And we get to be the first. We get to be the first to have this opportunity. Um, what a blessing, right? What a blessing, even though things are challenging still. However, now you can really reclaim this. You can claim this knowing that um, you've got everything that you need, all the tools in the toolbox, if you will, or all the support and the love of Divine Mother, Cosmic Mother, Earth Mother, and the Divine Masculine, right? All here to help us in this lifetime, to support us. And we're doing it. I mean, I think the most important thing is, despite what we hear going on out there, is that we are doing this. It is happening. And
I
it
don't
is,
listen to what is going on out there. I
oh,
don't listen
good,
to what,
good.
so I was like, I have no idea what that means, but I was okay. But
Yeah, I
so,
just mean all the distractions of all the other voices out there that are, trying to distract us from, our mission, if you will.
yeah, I don't
Uh,
listen to those voices. It's like,
yeah, good.
it's like I have enough of my own voices in my head, so I don't
Yeah.
need anything else, right? But I just want to emphasize too, again, what you were saying about being the body and the divine feminine. I was and the divine masculine. The divine masculine is actually here to support the divine feminine. Like they work
Yes.
together. So it's not like
Mhm.
one is better than the other. They cannot
Yeah.
exist without each other, right? But the divine
Yeah.
masculine is here to support the divine feminine for sure, absolutely. And so the divine masculine energies within us are supporting the divine feminine energies, which are wanting to express itself through this physical body, right? So,
Mhm.
always remember it truly is about how does the divine feminine want to express itself? And again, I always look at the divine feminine as energies, right? How do the energies want to express themselves now, right?
Mhm.
And how
Yeah.
does the divine mother want to work through me to bring through some sort of expression, whatever that happens to be? And how can the divine masculine support that expression, right? So there's no one is better than the other, or one is, there's nothing like that at all in creation at all. It's an equal balance, right? And so
Mhm.
So now, as more and more of us are embodying more of these divine feminine energies, right? Divine mother energies, divine goddess energies, however you want to put it, that it is about us showing up. It is about us accepting the call, right, as well. And
Yes.
it doesn't have to be in big ways. I mean, we don't all have platforms like this, right? But in whatever
Right.
way, right? So it's about listening to that intuition, listening to that, silent voice, not silent voice, but the small voice within, right? Just listening to that and then taking action on it. So then you listen, and then the divine masculine helps by taking action, helps you to take action, right?
Hmm. Absolutely beautifully said. The sacred marriage that Mary Magdalene taught and embodied is the sacred marriage and the union of the feminine and the masculine, right? The spirit or your soul and this body temple that's an elemental is also a sacred union, if you will, so that we can hold the frequency of our soul, of the diamond light, right? Blueprint again, of the solar feminine, the solar masculine, of the original 12-stranded DNA template, the sun diamond sun templating, and all of that, right? We could go on and on. And now, we're moving into that. And also what's really been coming in for me that I've been sharing with my community and in my client sessions is sort of reversing, or we've been in our society for so long, all of us have been so conditioned to give outwardly, right? To go out, to focus our attention outwardly for answers, for information. And um and so we have been sort of conditioned and programmed even to overgive, right? Or to put ourselves second. And so now, to bring in the feminine, it's almost like we have to reverse that. So, because the feminine, like you said, is listening to our intuition, logic has a place. Absolutely. Facts have a place, but the balance has been, so distorted in our society, in our lives. So now bringing back the feminine and recognizing her as equal to the masculine, like you were saying, and that they both have a role, they both have a place to play. And it takes both, to come back into balance and respect and honoring each other for it to, for you to fully bloom and blossom, right, into your avatarship, your mastership, into this diamond sun template, and holding the 12 strands of DNA and then anchoring and grounding into the body. So, absolutely. And so, what are some of the feminine qualities? Well, I think the biggest one right now is, and what my own higher self showed me a couple months ago, because back, I guess, in February, I had been doing my online Magdalene circles for 5 years. Well, those kind of came to a completion, and I love doing them. It's not that I don't, right? I enjoyed them immensely. However, it was time to do another pivot, right, if you will, in my own journey. And that's where I started to work with the breath and bringing the breath in so that I could deepen, my own grounding and anchoring of my own soul light, of my own soul blueprint, if you will. And so basically, I knew that the way I had been doing my healing work for many years, that there was going to be no more giving from a depleted cup, right? The wounded healer, gone, bye bye, you're done. And, so really, I went into a pause moment for a couple months of sitting with this and asking my higher self, okay, what is next? What's the next step? And that's where I started to do the breath work and uh, learning to really breathe in a new way. Okay, so many breath works that I had worked with before or been in contact are very much more sort of masculine oriented, if you will. And so I came across another way of breathing that is really a somatic sort of yin inspired breathwork modality that's really rooted in the feminine. It's a feminine inspired breathwork so that it brings in an energy of softness and presence so that you can really transform all the non-loving energies, beliefs, stories, trauma, so that you can fully open up to more space into bringing in your soul light, I call it. So I began that journey myself of deepening into even bringing, creating more space into my physical body, right? And so it's a very multidimensional um, methodology, and the breath actually is. It seems very simple, but yet it's all comprehensive because your breath, when you is like your direct connection. When you really think about it, it's your direct connection to your higher self, to your soul, to the monad, to source, right? Because without breath, I mean, you stop breathing, then you just severed your connection to this physical body, right? We can't live without the breath. So the breath is kind of our lifeline that's always been there holding us really unconditionally since our birth. I mean, from the moment we came out of our mother's womb and we began breathing consciously, it's been there with you, right? In every now moment of your life. So your breath is really a very powerful way to continue, from what I've been shown in my own um, experience of bringing in this sort of new level and layer of embodiment into not only, our mental, our emotional, our physical, our spiritual, all of our light bodies, if you will. So, what I noticed about the breath is that it brings in more life, it brings in more flow. So, one of the questions I guess I had, Alara, was that I was asking Spirit over the last few months is, and after I birthed my book and I brought the prayers forward, was that there's a beautiful stillness, right? In the stillness that we hold in our spine, right, is the masculine energy. That's the masculine energy. And of course, the feminine is the flow energy, right, that moves through and is supported in the stillness by the masculine, or even in the spine, in our spiritual spine, you could say. So I began to ask, okay, how can we increase this flow of love, of light, of the frequencies, right? Everything is light, sound, and vibration. How do I bring in more of the feminine and more of that feminine flow into my body, and bringing that in deeper and deeper and deeper until eventually, I have this sacred union, right, between my soul and this body. So this breathing modality, that was shown to me is it's very simple but yet very powerful, and it's something that you can actually do on your own. You don't have to do it with another person. You can do it on your own and make it part of your own spiritual practices. Um, but what it does is basically you're just breathing in a very specific way, in a very gentle way, to really, you're bringing in the feminine, you're bringing the breath in, and the breath is helping you to receive, right? To receive more of your soul, of your light, of your feminine. So it's really a holistic type of practice that is touching your physical, your emotional, your energetic, and your spiritual dimensions of being. It's helping you to really draw in life. And as you draw in life in this very feminine way, you're actually making that lifeline, if you will, more potent, this direct connection to spirit. And that's like medicine, basically, for your soul, because every breath you take, you can then bring in more breath and more breath and more breath. And then you begin to notice, or what I noticed is that that breath you're constantly receiving, right? We're constantly inhaling, we're constantly exhaling breath. And a rhythm, a natural rhythm, the breath is always there for you unconditionally. Um, so this is what began to really teach me. And so as I worked with this breath, it began to really help me to deepen into even deeper and deeper layers within my own physical temple in particular, and all the other layers as well. So um, there's kind of three unusual things about this breath work I want to share that makes it different than other breath work, because I think it's important so that you kind of get a feel for this. And we're going to do a practice with this also later. So the three unusual things about this breath work is, the first thing is you only breathe through your mouth. So we'll be doing this later. Is we breathe strictly just in and out of the mouth, not through the nose like you normally do, breathe every day. So having an open mouth, it helps us to relax our face and our jaw. It also, we can completely take in even more breath, gaining a faster, deeper, clearer emotional connection to our emotional body. And it also helps to stimulate trapped energy that we have in the body. So it's very, very powerful breathing in this way. It also helps to keep us out of our head, and it helps us to focus on the sensations in our body and the connection to our heart as well, and to deepening into the feelings, right? The feelings, the emotions of which really is our heart center, right? Our heart center is the connection to our feelings, connection to the greater universe. And our heart, as we know, is what's going to be leading us as we shift into the fifth dimension. It's not going to be the left logical brain, it's going to be the heart, right? So the more that we can learn to come into this relaxed state of embodiment, and to learn to allow our heart to lead and our feelings to lead, right? Because love comes through the feelings. Love comes from our heart, not from the thinking mind. And that is something that, we're reversing that conditioning, right? That we've received. The second thing is compassionate touch. So with this particular type of breathing, I was shown just bringing touch to our body, right? Just think about that, or even bring touch right now to your body is, a form of comfort. It's a form of self-acknowledgement, right? And everyone wants to be acknowledged. Everyone wants to be validated. I mean, it's part of being human. We're social creatures. We're not meant to be isolated. We're meant to enjoy touch, right? Is one of the many great gifts that we have being embodied. It also helps to stimulate and release happy hormones, and to engage in self-connection with our body, and even bring empathy to our body. Many years ago, I studied some work about the important relationship that was kind of forgotten, for many hundreds or thousands of years with our body. And that this relationship that we have with the body elemental is actually very, very key to your ability to manifest and create in this physical world. So the better relationship that you have with your body elemental and with your physical temple, and the more you recognize her, the more that you honor her and respect her needs. Like, for example, if we had a pattern of overgiving, of forcing, pushing ourselves through life, forcing our body to do things that it didn't want to do, and then our bodies became very exhausted, overworked, overtired. A lot of us have experienced this, right? And so now we are now being called um, to honor our body and to really listen to the voice of the body and to honor its needs again. And this is so crucial in order for you to activate, that diamond light body and to be able to stabilize that frequency, within you and really hold that frequency. So this breathe and receive breathing modality I have found to be a wonderful tool to take me deeper into the experience and the journey of eventually reaching, right, what I came here to do for self-enlightenment in the body. And then the third unusual thing is speaking out loud to the self, to the body. So as we all know, our voice, your voice, is the most healing sound that you can receive for yourself and your own healing. And in addition to that, our words are also keys to unlocking aspects of ourselves that are causing, that we haven't received or we haven't heard, certain words that are held in the subconscious body. And so we can use the spoken words to acknowledge again and again, what are our needs? What are our emotions? What are our feelings? What are our truths, right? And this also helps us to be more present in the here and now, and also to keep us out of just the thinking mind, if you will. So kind of to sum all this up, the breath is our teacher. The breath is a very powerful and wise teacher. And so as we learn as we remember this as another awakening, if you will, that we can stay absolutely present with our breath and our body, that it will keep us grounded and anchored and connected to our true feelings of the heart. And it will allow the energy and the emotions to flow unrestricted again within ourselves, right? Because that's where we're going, is for everything to flow with no blocks, no restrictions, and all that we've been doing the inner shadow work with. It also, returning to the breath, it teaches you to trust life again and not to abandon yourself. And it gives you a safe and consistent and reliable and natural way of being in the world, with more presence, more grounding, and just able to really continue to anchor in your soul light. And one of the things that was really key is that this also is very powerful to helping to heal unresolved trauma in the body. And one of the things I noticed in using this on myself is that, all the years that I was ungrounded and didn't feel safe to be in my body, growing up in a very, abusive form of childhood, challenging. And what I didn't realize was that every time I went through a trauma, I would stop breathing, or I would self-abandon. So what does that mean? Self-abandon means that you come up out of your body, literally. You come up out of your physical temple, trying to go up and out, because whatever's happening at that moment, you're not able to, be inside the body with that experience. It's either shocking or it's re-traumatizing. And so every time you abandon, your soul comes up out of the body. That's an abandonment to yourself, your inner child. And your elemental body feels it. So all of this, if that's been a habit for you, and I realized, oh my goodness, that wow, I did not realize that I either held my breath or went out of the body. So having this breathe and receive modality that I'm now using for myself and my clients and client sessions is helping me to be able to safely return to my body, to fully be able to inhabit this beautiful body elemental again, right? It's helping me to embody into a relaxed state from my head to the base chakra, the entire core of my body. It's helping me to activate new awareness. And it's really helping me to trust life again and trust myself in new ways, that I can be held by the breath. The breath will never abandon me. It's always there unconditionally loving me. And I can surrender to my breath and allow it to lead, me forward every day, into deeper and deeper embodiment and truth. So there's lots more I could say about it. I'll just say, I mentioned a couple more things that it can help you specifically with, because some people might have questions. It does help with nervous system regulation, so reducing stress and anxiety, enhancing emotional resilience that we all need. It can improve your sleep quality. It just helps you to have a greater capacity for presence and calm. It helps with endocrine system support. So it can literally, you can, help to heal, or it can help healing with your organs, your endocrine system, your body on the physical level. It can also support chakra and energetic alignment, because breath is a fluid motion. Breath is flow. It is feminine. It is the feminine connection that we can receive more of the direct way of receiving more feminine support in your body. It can help to release trapped emotional blocks, connect with your spiritual essence, and it can also help to release trauma, because losing connection with our breath and the physical vessel, um, it leaves the trauma in the body, and it's a gentle way of supporting the release of unconscious trauma without re-traumatizing you, which is important to stay safe and present in the experience. And I could say more. It also um, is also helpful to reconnect with your inner divine child, right? And it's so important, as we all know. Another important piece is having a good relationship with our inner child, right? The beloved child. So it's like a direct medicine for your soul, and you'll get a chance to experience that today in the process. And also it brings coherence to the body. And we know that coming back into the true state of holding that diamond blueprint, and that part of that is stabilization of the coherent field, right? And bringing back all of our aspects, our soul light, whether it's in this lifetime or previous lifetime or parallel lifetimes, and doing kind of soul retrieval work, if you will. So as you can see, it's quite multidimensional. As I said, what I love about it is that it's not an aggressive form. It's not like you're going into hyperventilating or something like that. I've experienced those types of breath work, and they can be powerful too. What I love about this is that it's feminine. It's encouraging you to learn how to receive again, how to really anchor into that inner focus of not just meditating in stillness, but now adding back the feminine layer of feeling the flow in the body, of bringing the flow all the way down to the tips of your toes, to every cell in your body becoming alive again. You are a living, alive frequency, right? Of that soul spark, of really living into more of your true expression, the things we like to say, but sparking, um, sparking that spark of your authentic true self. And that is the most potent, that's your potent signal. That's your clear signal, right? And embodying that. So there's the power right there in the feminine. She's soft, but she's holding the true power. You're restoring your authority. You're restoring your sovereignty again, and you're holding it in, like we talked about, balance with the masculine. And this is the year of the high priestess to embody, in the masculine coming in, the solar masculine coming in to hold, like you said, to be the protector of the feminine, to create the proper structure for the feminine. And I would even say to heal the lunar distortions, which can be a whole nother conversation for another day, because I know we don't have time for that today, but it's important for the Magdalene Bloodline priestesses to understand that we also had a lot of lunar distortion energy that we want to also address and heal.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that on another call because that's
Yeah.
that's a whole other basket of fish, right? So we're going to take a few minutes and talk about the special offer in just a second, then we'll do the process. But before that, Tina has had asked earlier in the call before we went live if we could do send some energies and a prayer and blessing for Nicholas. Hold on, let me see what his name is again. Oh,
Aiden.
Aiden Nichols, right? He just turned 16, and he had 2 weeks ago he was told he had epilepsy, and then he's been diagnosed with a rare autoimmune encephalitis. And they did a plasma exchange and saw a little bit of improvement, but within a day he was back to being like a 6, 7 year old. Now he can't walk, so something is attacking his brain. So let's all, if we can, Laura, can we take a moment and send him blessings and prayers and healing energies?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So this is for Aiden Nichols, sending him
Mm.
healing energies as well as his medical team who's working
Yeah.
with him to have all the right wisdom, all the right tools to assist him and support him, and also his family. For what I can just imagine. I mean, I have kids, so I would be going crazy. So giving
Mm.
them the support and strength that they need at this time, but also keeping them calm as well. And
Mm.
we're just sending healing energies, frequencies to support in whatever way is required for his soul. This is his soul's um, agenda, soul's choice, whatever is happening. So let it be for his highest good and the highest good of all.
Yeah, I'm just going to send some of that rose, divine feminine rose healing, Reiki light, also sending that to him. It's flooding into his system as well, including his family. Yeah, just setting intention for his absolute love and absolute truth and light and healing to be restored
Absolutely, in the best way possible.
in the best way and the highest good for him. Absolutely. And everyone connected to him. And so it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. Sending that prayer. Oh. Mm.
As that's being sent, Tina, I know you get emotional, so I know you're going to be driving, so please don't drive until you have calmed down, okay?
Yeah. I'm so sorry for your pain. So sorry for your pain. Then love and blessings to you as well, Tina.
Thank you, guys. Thank everybody very much. Much love to you all.
So
Absolutely.
welcome. So welcome. Absolutely.
And anybody else who requires healing, you can also receive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the frequencies are still being sent out and they're going to continue for the rest of the day, Tina, okay? But I want you to be calm and gentle and calm when you're driving. I don't want you to be upset, like, emotional and upset, okay? So just, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. So you don't try not to think about it anymore. Awesome. Yeah, thank you everybody for sharing and for sending and wrapping him and his family in that light and that love and that healing that is for their highest good. All right. All right, so we're going to just take a moment, shift gears, and we're going to talk about the uh, packages, and then we'll come back and do the live group activation, that breathe and receive and bloom into your Magdalene light. So I'm going to share my screen in 1 second. Oops. Oops. Love it when I say oops. It's like, oops, nothing's working. Something's not working. All right, 1 second. You should be able to see my screen now. And I'm going to share the link in the chat as well. Just sometimes people like to have the link. Okay, so Laura has 3 packages today. So package A, B, and C. So I'm going to get Laura to talk about package A first. There's a choice of 2 different private sessions. Is package A?
Right. So you can either choose the Magdalene Frequency Activation Awakening, the Christ Sophia Light, which is all about activating the Magdalene Rose codes, the Christ Sophia flame, the Grail light within your womb. And you also get your personal Magdalene light key, which could be a symbol, a name, or a frequency that's unique to your soul in a private channeled message from Mary Magdalene. Of course, I always include time to ask questions and do kind of a general oracle session with that. Or you can choose a breathe and receive guided feminine breathwork session, which I talked about just a few minutes ago, the somatic and inspired breathwork. And then it's a guided meditation. And then we can look at any physical, mental, emotional issue that you want to look at and use that breathe and receive healing modality, to heal, to do some healing work, some integration work, um, frequency work there for you. So that would be the other option. They're both an hour long or around an hour.
Yeah. And then there's 4 bonus gifts as well that Laura is offering everybody as well.
Yeah, so the first bonus gift, you get a PDF copy of my best-selling book, Rise Divine Earth Angel, Magdalene Sophia Rose Prayer Pathway of Ascension. It's a downloadable PDF. The second is a guided womb journey to the divine feminine cosmic womb to activate your goddess glow, and that's with healing frequencies. And then the gift number 3 is new. I just created a breathe and receive and bloom audio meditation that you can have and keep and you can use, as part of your spiritual practices. So you'll have, and I included 432 hertz. I added to that breathwork meditation that you can use every day or in your spiritual practices. And then gift number 4 is a Magdalene Living Light Prayer Daily Devotional PDF. So this includes helping you to anchor and ground and stabilize the Magdalene frequency into your multidimensional light bodies. So it includes a activation, and it will include several journal prompts to deepen into deepening that activation. And those
Awesome.
gifts are for every package. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. That's package A, and then package A is 144, and then package B is $88, and this is a Magdalene Rose Light Ray Ceremony and Activation, Awakening the Divine Feminine Light Healer Within. So
Yeah, a mouthful. So we're going to gather together in July, and we'll come together to do some online group ceremony and activations to support your further blooming of your Magdalene consciousness and Magdalene frequency. So I'll be doing awakening the rose body through the sacred flame of Magdalene, like an overview. So it will be like a transmission, because I'm transmitting the frequencies through my words as well. And then we'll do a group breathe and receive and bloom of the 7 chakra integration experience. And then I'm also including a initiation into the rose healing ray of the divine feminine. So I'm also attuned in the rose light healing ray of the divine feminine light. It's like a rose Reiki attunement that you will receive. So we'll have a ceremony for that where you'll get initiated into the lineage, and you'll be attuned with the symbol and the frequencies. So it's like you're getting a Reiki attunement to hold these frequencies of pure self-love, self-worth, and inner beauty. And then you'll get the rose light symbol anchored into your crown, your heart, your hand, your womb, your heart, and your feet. And then you will be able to offer this because you'll be attuned to it to other people. So you can either use it with your other healing modalities. You don't have to be a healer. You can just still receive this attunement. You can heal pets, you can heal plants, you can heal yourself, but it will just bring in a deeper sense, and actually attuning in you as a living channel of the rose flame. And for anyone who would like a certificate, you'll get your manual. So there's a manual that goes with this attunement. And then if you also want a certificate, I'm happy to give you that as well. And let's see what else.
awesome.
We'll do some personal questions and mini soul readings as well. And then you'll get the video replay, the Rose Reiki Healing Ray manual, and everything with it.
And this is happening July 11th, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's July 11th. I put it on. Yeah.
Awesome. And of course, the 4 bonus gifts that we already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So this package B is $88, and then package C is everything in package A plus everything in package B, plus the 4 gifts for $222. And there's some wonderful testimonials and feedback from folks who have worked with Laura in the past, so please check those out on the page. There's also a much fuller bio of Laura and all her work that she's doing. You can read up on that on the special offer page as well. So again, package A, B, and C, there is a payment plan for all 3. And of course, if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code as well. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Looks amazing. Where am I? So definitely take advantage of these. I've worked with Laura, of course, in the past, right? I've had a personal session. Amazing, amazing the information that comes through and the healing that comes through. Amazing. And so now she's also doing the breathwork session. So those are different. I have not done that, obviously. But just knowing Laura for as long as I have, I know that those sessions are also probably amazing and transformational as well. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you. And hopefully we're going to bring you some transformation right now. Some more transformation.
Absolutely. So for this process that we're going to be doing, this live group activation, the breathe and receive and bloom into your Magdalene light, do we need to have an intention or anything? Or we're just going to follow your lead?
Just follow my lead. It's a guided meditation. Please do not do this if you're driving. You can't do this while you're driving. You need to pull over or do it later on the replay. You can either be lying down for this, or if you're sitting up like in a chair, if you want to grab like a pillow to support your neck and your head, we just want to kind of lean back just slightly. You don't want to be like rigid, but just if you lean your neck and back about an inch just to open up this whole area here into the center of the body would be wonderful. And we are going to close our eyes. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes as well. And you might want to turn off your video for this part. I'll keep my video on, and just so you can go deeper inside, and just follow my lead, and then I'll take you through the breathe and receive. And then toward the end, we're going to do the Magdalene flame of reclamation.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, great.
Let's do
This
it.
is going to be around 15 to 20 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere around there. So just let me know when you're ready for me to start.
Yep, I think we're good to go.
All right. So I'm just going to ask everyone to get as comfortable as possible. And we're just going to begin by closing our eyes. I'm just going to lovingly encourage you to allow whatever arises just to be present with that, to know that you are held in a completely safe container here, and just to allow whatever comes up just to be with it, to be present with it. And so let's go ahead now and move into this journey of falling in love, more in love with yourself, and receiving your life even more. So finding a comfortable position where you can completely relax your spine, your neck, the back of your head, and just gently now closing your eyes, and now bringing your attention first to your forehead. And as you bring your attention to your forehead, allowing it to relax, softening all of the tiny muscles in the front of your head, the sides of your head, and even inside your head. And just bringing your touch, and gently with your fingertips, you can just gently begin to just gently bring some touch around to the front of the head, or down the sides, the temples, around the nose, along the jawbone, just really encouraging your face to be completely relaxed, releasing any anxiety or stress or tension that you might be holding there with your touch. And just gently relaxing your face, softening the eyes, the back of the eyes, around your sinuses, your cheeks and cheekbones, all the way down to the jaws, your lips. Continuing the softening down into the throat and the back of the throat. Just allow this feeling to go down deeper and deeper into the shoulders. Beautiful. Softening all around your heart, down into the tummy area and the lower belly, so that when you breathe in your tummy, it gently expands outward like a balloon. Now just allowing your whole spine to relax, from the back of the head all the way down to the bottom, to the base. Beautiful. Like you're being stroked by a gentle, loving hand all the way down from the top of the head, all the way down the spine. This flow of energy, of love, all the way down to the coccyx. Beautiful. Now just let your spine and muscles around your spine completely melt as you do, softening your lips, so that your whole body now, from the top of the head all the way down to the coccyx, becomes soft but heavy and completely surrendered in this moment. Now I'm going to ask you to bring your attention back up into your forehead, all the way up inside your head, and there you will find a little mini me, a little mini you. And that's the you that lives in your head, the one who does all the thinking and the figuring out and the searching for answers, the one who's always trying to get it right and do life for you every day. Just notice this little mini you. You might see them or sense them, and you can use your hands or fingertips just to lightly acknowledge them as if you could touch or stroke them inside your head. So now just invite this part of you, this little you, to fall back into your awareness, stepping away from the front of your head, and to lean back and rest into this soft, spacious area in the center of the head where the light is. It's almost like she's laying back or floating back into a beautiful golden cushion of light. You don't have to visualize the light or imagine it. Just feel her falling back into this beautiful cushion, this awareness of light and spaciousness, into this giant golden cushion where she can be completely held, safe, and loved and protected. And so just giving her full permission. And as you do, just soften your jaw, soften your face until you loosely open your mouth, just opening your mouth. And then begin just to gently breathe in and out of your mouth, noticing the breath that's flowing in across your lips, noticing the breath rolling across your tongue. And just really feel the sensation of your breath like a kiss of life meeting you, moving in and moving out, just ever so softly, breathing in life through the mouth. And now just noticing how the breath begins to fill inside of your mouth, filling it up down into the throat, up through the roof of the mouth, and up into the head, into the center of your head, like a beautiful, cool, fresh breeze blowing in through the door and up into the stairs. So just breathing in very gently, just noticing how light and gentle your breath is meeting the little you on the cushion of light, and just allowing your little me to just kind of sense or experience or feel this in-breath coming in and lifting up the little me on the cushion of light, beginning to expand that awareness as you receive your breath, and just noticing how the breath naturally moves in and moves out. Again, as it comes in like a gentle wave, like a wave on the ocean, softly stroking you into life, just breathing in a fresh new breeze of pure life essence. And it's now bringing in even more awareness to that cushion, that golden cushion holding your mini-me. So just notice how when the breath comes in, notice it's always there for you. It's giving you complete, unconditional love. It's giving itself completely to you. You don't need to ask or wish or pray or do anything. You just simply notice how this breath keeps rising up, coming in underneath the cushion, holding your awareness, the mini-me, and how it slowly moves out like a wave of grace. And as you exhale, just exhaling out any stress or tension you're holding in the body, and that cushion begins to soften inside on the exhale, moving down a little deeper, almost like moving down a corridor of invisible light in the center of your body. And so just keep breathing through the mouth, gently receiving on the inhale, the cushion rising up, and then on the exhale, the cushion coming down a little more. And y'all just noticing how the breath gently starts to sink down, sinking down from the center of your head, breath by breath, dropping down behind your face, moving down into the throat now, just continuing to allow it to come in and to come out. And if you need to swallow and breathe, that's okay. And then just simply returning to softening and opening your mouth again, releasing the breath. You might even release a beautiful sigh, like you're emptying out, and then breathing in a fresh new breeze of air on the in-breath. And just noticing that there's no effort here. You're simply breathing and receiving a natural breath coming in and coming out. So now breathing in again and bringing that breath now down through the lower throat up into the upper heart area. If you'd like to bring your hands to your heart, gently holding your heart as you continue to breathe, just engaging with yourself, connecting, staying connected with the mini you on the cushion, letting her know, I am here, and that you have not forgotten your beloved child. And just connecting with her, and now even softening your mouth even more. Continue to allow that beautiful, powerful breath, the infinite spirit of you, just to pour across your tongue, into your throat, like a waterfall of love, gently lifting you up, surrounding you, holding you, and gently releasing you down, coming all the way down now into the heart, just bringing in that breath of light and life, expanding deep into your heart center, just opening the heart a little bit more, just receiving that kiss of life, of absolute love, absolute truth and light, inviting it to fill you up, expanding into all the spaces within you, this effortless lightness of your spirit. It's like kissing life into any parts of you that are ready to awaken, to open and receive more life. Any parts of you that are ready to unlock, to open and release, so that any stale or stagnant energies can be exhaled out, and so that you can gently receive more of your own beautiful soul light, that beautiful sweetness of your soul. So continue to breathe, just dropping a little lower, a little deeper, bringing that breath now down into the belly, Stay with your little me on the cushion as your breath holds you and your body holds you. Your hands are holding you. We keep dropping deeper and deeper, moving down into the tummy, down into the sacral and the womb area. Just keep breathing and receiving your breath. Noticing how you're filled all the way from the center of the head, all the way down through the throat and the heart, all the way down into the tummy, the lower belly, the womb, all the way down to the deepest part of you, just softening now to your perineum. Allow your breath, your lifeline to pour in, reaching all the way down, filling down into that base center, the root chakra, all the way down into the perineum, the coccyx, the tip of the spine, and just allowing that breath to move into the deepest part of your body. Just receiving your breath like a medicine, a healing balm for your soul, your body. And just keep noticing how your spirit, your soul is kissing every single cell in your body of mortal matter into existence. Just relaxing and breathing and just receiving all of yourself, all of you that conveys your total presence and care and feeling. It's all here, right here for you right now. And now I want you to just say out loud to that little mini me that lives inside of you, that beautiful awareness, just say hello me out loud, just greeting her. And as you say hello me, just breathe and receive and feel those words. Just let those words, breathing those words in and letting them be received inside of you. Just let them come in, let them go wherever they need to go. And I want you to say out loud to yourself, thank you, me, for being here. And breathing those words in like a healing balm, a healing medicine. Feeling them go deep into the body and being received. And just breathing them in and say, well done, me. Well done, me. And receiving those words, breathing them in. It's really acknowledging that inner you inside. And notice how it feels to receive your total presence, your connection with yourself, giving yourself a gentle hug or a squeeze. And just really acknowledging yourself here and now, all of you present and grounded and anchored in your own beautiful love light, your own sweetness of your soul. And now we're going to move into the Magdalene flame of reclamation. And so just continue to breathe in and out through your mouth, just taking in as much breath as you want and need. And now just repeat these words out loud as you breathe in and saying out loud, I welcome the Magdalene stream of the feminine Christ. And then breathe those words into the body so they're landing deep inside. And now say, I open only to what is benevolent and aligned with my highest good today. And breathe that intention in. Just taking a breath and breathing those words back into the body, swallowing those words down like a healing balm. And now bring your awareness to the places where your body touches support. Bring your awareness down into the base center, into your back or legs or even feet. Begin to imagine a soft current flowing down from your spine and hips into the earth, like sending roots gently extending into the dark, rich soil of the new earth. Just either envisioning it or feeling it or sensing it or seeing it or hearing it. Just creating that. And now as you inhale, just inhaling through the mouth, feeling the earth beneath your feet, holding you. And as you exhale, letting your body soften a little bit more. No forcing, just a light, slight softening, a gentle release. As you continue to breathe in through the mouth on the inhale and gently exhaling through the mouth, letting go of all that does not serve you any longer. You can just let it all go, any emotion, any stress, any tension, any worries, any thoughts. And now bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your lower belly or womb space. And now just begin to either feel or sense or see your lower belly as a chalice, a beautiful golden chalice where you can receive, you can hold, and you can transform inside of this beautiful, beautiful womb chalice. Now begin to sense your spine as a pillar, a living column of light that is holding the divine masculine. And just sensing that. And now I'm going to ask 2 questions. No need to answer, just take the questions in and let the answer be revealed. Where in me has this cup been shamed or silenced or exiled? This chalice that holds the divine feminine. And where has this pillar that holds the masculine collapsed or become hard and rigid? And there's no need to answer, just let the questions ripple through your body and energy field. And as we let those questions ripple out, we're now going to call in the Magdalene rose flame. So just imagine above your head a soft and powerful flame of rose gold light, And this flame that is pouring down now into the top of your crown is the Magdalene flame of reclamation. This flame is both gentle and fierce at the same time, but it carries the qualities of deep compassion, of absolute truth, of tenderness, of sovereignty, and the remembrance of your original wholeness. Allow this Magdalene flame to begin to slowly lower, coming in, just pouring into the top of the crown until it's moving all the way down through the body into your heart. Begin to see or feel it glowing in the center of your heart, beginning to gently warm the space behind your heart and all around the front, the back, and the center. And now again, back to the breath. Just with each breath, again, breathing in and out through the mouth, just breathing in this beautiful energy, seeing or feeling this flame growing steadier and clearer, not burning you, but softening and illuminating. And so on each inhale, See this flame growing, becoming clear, becoming steady, becoming anchored, softening and illuminating within your heart. And breathing that in. And now saying those words out loud. Magdalene flame. And breathing those words in. Help me remember what has never been lost. And breathing those words in, taking them down deep into the body, into the heart. And from this flame in your heart, let that light travel down into the lower belly, in the chalice of your womb space. Allow it to connect from the heart to the womb. Noticing if you might feel warmth or tingling or emotion. Whatever arises is welcome. Just be present with it. Continue to breathe and receive. And now imagine as you breathe in the light of this flame, imagine it dissolving away shame or grief, or maybe an old fear of being seen or silenced or punished, or any place where you learned it was unsafe to be soft, to be intuitive and powerful, to be feminine, to be fully feminine. So allow the breath in, moving to the flame, feeling it dissolve away all of those untrue energies. You don't need to fix or analyze. Just let the flame witness, bringing its light, bringing the transformation, the alchemical dissolving of from fear to love. And now say, beloved feminine in me, saying that out loud and breathing those words in. I'm sorry for the ways I exiled you to survive. You are welcome here now. And breathe those words in. You are welcome here now. Letting those words land deep inside the body, noticing how your body responds, and just receiving that healing balm. And now bringing your awareness back to your spine, that pillar of light. See the Magdalene flame in your heart now flowing into your spine, down into the tailbone, and all the way from the tailbone, all the way back up your spine, into your neck, into your head, and feel the connection now moving from the top of the head down the back of the spine to the tailbone, and from the tailbone back up the spine to the center of the head. And allow the Magdalene flame to gently lift any places that feel collapsed, rigid, or armored, through softening, to bringing in this aliveness, the spark of the Magdalene consciousness and flame, just re-sparking inside of you, meeting that divine masculine counterpart. And now say these words out loud. Let my inner feminine and masculine remember each other, and breathe those words in. Let them stand together in truth and love, and breathe those words in. And imagine the chalice in your womb and the pillar of your spine now coming into quiet, respectful union and harmony. There's no one above and no one below. There's just partnership and equal honoring of your feminine and your masculine with each other. And now feeling this softening, this more unified space inside of you. And we'll invite in now the presence of Mary Magdalene, the Black Madonna, Mother Mary, Sophia, Gaia, and Tara, Earth Mother, to join us. If there's anything my soul is ready to see or feel today about the patterns I'm holding, please show me gently with love. And just breathe into that, breathing those words in. Letting any images or memories or body sensations or even a simple knowing to arise inside of you. If anything feels intense, just imagine and reconnect with that Magdalene flame, surrounding that memory or feeling, holding it in love, and then bringing in your breath to receive your spirit, that lifeline of absolute love, absolute truth, and light, and as a healing medicine. And now bringing your awareness back to your heart and back to your womb. And we're just going to affirm this truth. No part of my feminine needs to be left in exile now. I welcome all of me back at the pace that is kind and wise, that pace that is perfectly designed for me. And now just take in 3 breaths through the mouth, inhaling in that support from the feminine and the masculine within. And on the exhale, release any tension, seeing it flow down into the earth to be composted. And just bringing your energy and the breath back in one more time, allowing it to fill you from the top of the head all the way down to the base, filling you up with as much love and light you can receive in this now moment. And gently just touching your heart and your womb with a gentle touch, connecting in with that little mini you, the divine child. Maybe just noticing how she feels, any emotions or feelings that are coming up, how you feel inside, noticing any inner shifts, lightness, or what may have transformed inside. So taking a few more deep breaths. And what is different now? Something subtle or something more obvious? And just take a moment to write that down if you'd like, and then opening your eyes when ready, coming back into our circle. When ready. No rush, no hurry, no pressure, no force. You might want to keep a couple of deep sighs too as you come back. Always feels good. Let that out.
I'm slowly coming back. My goodness. Wow. I decided to lie down just because it's easier on my neck. And oh, I was gone. I don't even know. I missed some.
Okay. It's totally good if you go out. That's totally fine. You're still receiving, as you know.
Yeah, yeah. It was great. I mean, and luckily I heard again and I'm like, oh, it's like let me listen.
Oh, we come back.
Well, but I found for myself, it was a little challenging for me to breathe from the mouth, I'll be
Mm-hmm.
honest, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not used to it, right?
Yes, that's a natural kind of when you first encounter this type of breath work that you're going to want to go back and breathe through the nose. And it does take some practice and some time to do that. But as you continue to work with it, and then you're like, oh, okay, then it becomes a natural rhythm of just gently breathing in and breathing out. But yeah, like anything else, it does take some practice and but not very long before you can do that for 15
Yeah.
or 20 minutes. Yeah.
I found before I dozed off, I found the feeling I had was being held, right? So it
Yes.
just, I mean, I remember like the breath, the flowing in and the out, and feeling a lot of coolness
Hmm.
inside my head as well. It's kind of felt like, like a wave is coming in and a wave is going out, kind of like, right? It's kind of felt like that
Right.
a little bit, but it definitely felt really relaxed, really safe, really protected. Like there was no um uncomfortableness or anything like that. It was good. It was good.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's exactly what this practice is for, is to open us up. If we don't open up and can fully relax and be and feel safe, we won't, as you know, we can't get to the deeper
Yeah.
layers and levels of the spiral of really allowing what wants to come up and out, and
Yeah.
so this practice goes really deep, and it goes deep into actually working with the inner child, and the body, and all aspects of us that we hold. And what I'm finding is that there's parts of me at even deeper and deeper levels that uh, have not been heard, have not been
Mm.
seen, they have so many words to share. It just blew my mind, because this is just like step one, and there's more stages to this process. We'll go deeper into that, but there's so much more the body and the inner child want us to know. And so
Mm.
it's like, wow, I can't believe all this is pouring out. All these words, all these unmet needs, all these beliefs, all these stories. It's like as much work as we've done, there's more.
There's more.
But
Exactly.
it's okay. We're getting into the tiny crevices and cracks, right? We're getting
Yeah.
down into all the spaces and places. And just, the short time I've been using this practice on myself for the last, couple of months, I'm getting like I can hold energy, the light from the center of my head, from the top of my crown all the way down to the coccyx,
Hmm.
like all the way down, being filled with my own light, with my own energy. And it just feels so amazing, like blissful, like light, like this is it. We're doing it. We're doing this
Beautiful.
all together, right? We're all contributing to this. We're all co-creating this. So
Absolutely. So how was everyone doing? I think Laura said something about drink some water or breathe, like I totally missed that piece as well, but definitely drink some water. You were already grounded in the body, right? Which is great.
Mhm.
But let us know in the chat how you're doing. What came up for you? What did you experience? And so Anushka had written in the chat that when we started, it was 22:22 in Belgium, which is perfect timing, right? And she said, so powerful. Thank you. I could breathe into the equality, the beautiful balance between masculine and feminine in me. Thank you so much. Very powerful with the
Mm.
flame of, I guess, Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene.
It was Mary Magdalene. Mhm. But
Yeah.
it includes the Mother Mary as too. There, it's both.
Yep. See, I missed that piece.
That's okay. That's okay.
But that's, I mean, I always expect that anyways when we're working with you, there's going to be, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary always working together anyways, right?
Yeah. They're always working with me, absolutely. The other thing I will say too is to go back and re-listen to this and the replay because, we've been so focused for thousands of years, because of the traumas in the body and all the things, right? That it can feel very different to, previous ways of meditating and previous ways of connecting, because a lot of us connect to the higher realms very easily already. We
Hmm.
already do that very well. The challenge is bringing that down and stabilizing the frequency in with the body. So it's going to feel, a little different. And like you said, this breathing method is, not how we breathe every day. We don't go around breathing through our mouth all the time. So, it just takes a little bit of practice, but and a little bit of time. But once you start doing it and you start feeling the benefits and the power of how much more relaxed and how much more calm, and then your body is calming down, your body's beginning to ground, you're rebuilding trust with the body, your inner child, and you're beginning to trust life again because that breath that can hold the mini me, as she goes up and down into any part there, you're rebuilding that connection with her as well, no matter what's going on in your life. I used to say this about Akashic Records, which is still true. 3 o'clock in the morning, you're freaking out because something's happening, right? Oh, I can go up in my record. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can come to this breathe and receive process,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And you
Yeah.
can go, okay, here's my medicine right here.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think, it's been so powerful for me. And, I just love sharing it. I love sharing. You know me, Alara. I love to go deep.
Absolutely. Yep. And
And
it is what's required now.
it is.
It is required for us to go deep instead of just surface level. It is
Mhm.
about going deeper within and deeper in the body and
Right.
being able to witness and experience and become aware of those deeper, not needs per se, but those deeper issues that have been not hiding, but weren't ready to come up to the surface before, but now they are, right? But
Exactly. And you
yeah,
can do it in the privacy of your home, and you can do it in your safe space, right? And
absolutely.
you have it as a powerful tool to use anytime you need it, anywhere you need it. It's there. And I have just found it to be so really life transformative for myself.
Mm.
It's what the Marys started guiding me in 2016. And here's another level, here's another layer. I mean, basically, they said to move forward, you've got to fill your cup and give from the
For sure.
overflow.
Yep.
The wounded healer's done. We're not giving from depletion anymore. And I was really, I wasn't like, yeah, I'm totally on for that. I mean, I don't want to keep giving from a depleted cup and over giving and the old pattern. I'm ready for this.
Hmm.
And, it feels so different. It feels so good to give from overflow. And I hope everyone can feel that like in your heart chakra right now. I can feel my heart expanding and letting that flow of light just go out. And also what I noticed too is how much easier life is becoming with this,
Mm.
how much easier life is going to begin to flow in your life, right? As you use this and practice it. And don't
Beautiful.
we
And
all
we could,
want more
yeah,
easy, right?
we all could use a little bit more ease in our lives for sure. And, ease in the spiritual path as well, right? So a lot of us are on the
Yes.
spiritual path, right? And
Yeah.
so, we can have ease also in the spiritual path. I'm like, really? But yes, I'm also noticing that in different areas of my life as well, because of some of the
Mhm.
practices that I'm doing, that there is a bit more ease than there was before. I mean, I'm, you know, a totally different person than I was last year. So, definitely the spiritual work or the practices that we are doing are working, they're helping, but we can definitely, we're allowed to have more ease is basically what I'm trying to say, right? So
Yeah.
we don't
And the
always have to
practices
struggle.
are evolving as we're evolving, and evolving with us. So yeah, we know.
Absolutely. No, that was wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a new practice, a new way of being and doing and
Hmm.
breathing, right?
Yeah.
It's different. So definitely go back again, watch and listen again, and do the process again. So Cindy says, thank you both so much. This has been a very beautiful call and process.
Oh,
Awesome. Good.
thank you. Thank you so much. I received that. Thank you. It's been a
Good.
beautiful
Thank you, Cindy.
call. And, again, when you get one of the packages, you'll get your breathe and receive to have. You'll have the
Yes.
guided with the added 432 frequencies in there. I thought it'd be nice to add those in there
Yeah, absolutely.
as well, because we could all use that support, right? So yeah, it's been a
Absolutely.
beautiful call. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank
it.
you. And thank you
Thank
everybody
you.
for being here with us as well. So again, the recordings
Yes,
will be
thank
out
you.
in a little while. So stay tuned for that. Go back and watch and listen again, because there's always so much wisdom that Laura shares with us, right? Carolyn says, thank you. I feel
Oh,
lighter. Awesome.
thank
That's
you.
great. That's what we
Great.
want. That's
Great.
exactly
Yep.
what we want. And definitely, take a look at the packages, see if you'd like to work with Laura in package A, either of those two sessions, or package B, or both, right? So package C
Yeah.
is everything, right? So see which
Right.
one resonates with you, but I can guarantee working with Laura is always so transformational. So whether you do
Thank you.
package A or package B, or if you can do package C, that's even better, right? But there's definitely transformation available for you here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been great to be with everyone. It's been so much fun, and I always get so much out of here, so much joy, and it's just so nice to come together in these beautiful
Absolutely.
online community, Alara. So thank you again.
And Lori says, thank you. Need a lot of water now. Yeah,
Yes, you drink a lot of water now, because when you start breathing through the mouth, you'll kind of notice, oh, my mouth is getting kind of dry. So you will need to take in a lot of water with this. Yeah, which
exactly.
is good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Anushka. Yeah.
thank
All
you.
right, everyone. So stay
Much
tuned for the
love.
replay and recordings, and stay tuned for the email as well. And wow, yeah, I'm feeling so calm and relaxed, and so much lighter as well. So thank you.
Good. You're welcome.
All
My
right. So
pleasure.
thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Bye-bye till next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.